phase. G going to try to get out of the laning phase with a fair amount of farm. Very important core.
Yep. So that's why I'm really not a fan of this Zeus offlane in this kind of matchup. And he might even die if he gets one more auto attack. I think he's dead. Yeah.
First blood.
Just a straight up feed.
But they had to know they were going to be behind coming out of the lane phase. Midas is going to catch TC up in about 10-15 minutes or so. He'll be right where he wanted to be, and then everything else is gravy. Up at top, there's a death ward on design. So fluffnstuff manages to get a solo kill on the ancient apparition. Here comes Arteezy though, and that's not a good trade. You can't.
This is why I really like the Midas on Lycan, because there's going to come a time Fear takes some damage actually from IX Mike. IX Mike takes more damage though. Coil comes down. Heal comes out onto him. He needs to cast his ultimate. He does. There's the death ward. Oh my god, the damage! It's so real. And Universe is gonna fall. Oh, this is so inevitable and sucky for him.
Try to gank as well. Going to be Brax and Fluff going under cover of smoke. PPD just beside them. Yep, there's going to be the immediate blink. PPD eating some damage from the death balls. There's an ulti, but the Zeus ulti. Now they're going to turn it around, and now Brax engaged upon. There's going to be a nice vacuum from Universe. Brax is down. There's a coil to follow, and fluffnstuff's going to make it a double kill for Fear's.
Yeah, I think the no mech here is actually not too bad. I hear Earth Splitter actually in mid. TP coming in from the Necro. The tower does get denied, and that's probably going to be it. Although Fear doesn't have a blink for 1 second. That gets canceled actually by the ulti. Necrophos gets a kill on PPD in the meantime, and Puck will use and probably blink forward.
Fear actually played that really smartly. Now he's going to John just to put some space between himself and TC. No way.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Yeah, the fact he's on Arteezy, and I thought he was going to go Lycan's. Lycan's would have made sense. But Bloodstone, whatever. That's also a nice Storm Spirit item. Universe jumping on the mic. And yeah, just going to karate chop him a bit. Forces out the ulti. Here comes the TPN. Yule's used, and Mike gets off his ulti before the gank is finished. Behind that, we see WhiteBear's got to run. Arteezy coming in, showing off his brand new Bloody Stone. Going to get some nice charges for it as well, as WhiteBear's going to be the second kill in about 10 seconds, taking his Bloodstone to 10. And make a lot happen like we're seeing on TC. He got caught by the Ice Blast. He has to use his BKB. And wow, Arteezy got the kill. I actually think that's still Arteezy with the Aegis, and they immediately want to get out. Universe stuck for the moment. And up atop, they actually pick off fluffnstuff. Wrong place, wrong time. Universe will end up being a kill for Nyx. Going to send everyone. Fear's back up. The Ice Blast hit. And with TC's ulti about to wear off and be on cooldown for a bit, this will be a decent time for them to try to take a fight.
They get the stomp on to PPD. He's sleeping for a long time. The ulti comes out. If he blinks, yep, there. That's right for sight. He needs to BKB on Brax. He does. Uses the sheep stick, unfortunately, but Arteezy's Lycan's bricks it.
And now, Arteezy tossed in the air. Brax comes back down. BKB still there. There's a nice vacuum wall of Universe. Another Ice Blast coming out. That's going to catch almost everyone. TC, though, still with that BKB active, and Fluff setting up in good position with his Death Ward. Makes it a 2 for 2. Arteezy is back up. Should be able to catch both of them, actually. And this is why you love that Aegis on the Storm. TC did pick up the Basher, did get a bash, but a double kill for Arteezy makes it a full 5-man wipe for EG. There's another Lycan stun pushing into the tier 3. There is no glyph. TC will ulti. There's going to be Universe vacuuming him back into the Ice Blast. Brax is there trying to follow it up, and the coil's there as well. They're going to get the tier 3. There's going to be a swap for PPD. TC way up front and going to end up feeding the Aegis. Let's see what they can do to him as he comes back up. In the meantime, the tier 3 did end up dropping. Universe very low, hanging around the back. There's PPD. Now here comes Arteezy using the Hex. And they work it on the mic, unable to get the kill because of the Yules. Now BKBs have been activated. Arteezy, though, is going to end up having to jump away. Very close to being dead. Catches Mike, though, with that Abyssal. Now TC going toe-to-toe. Able to jump just a little further away. Kited him using the Overload. And having an unlimited pool of mana that regens that quickly comes in handy. He was dead if he didn't just... If his regen was any slower than it was. He had just enough to jump 2 steps back and to get a load of, to get a charge of Overload. In the meantime, at top, Rax did drop.
He's gonna kill Brax. Goodbye, Brax.
Oh, he's actually gonna get the courier with 1,200 gold. And yep, Brax is dead skis. Little pub stompish as Arteezy, 24 charges. It's just
Sheeps, 2 Abyssals, 2 Lycans. Be pretty damn good. Refresher actually comes out on the puck. That was the second time again, if you saw that, where the coil comes out on the Lycan, and then you swap him out for a 4.5 second stun. It's actually a really cool combo.
Holy shit! Radiant's middle tower.
Just gonna keep an eye on Arteezy for now. Fun to watch him. Yep, they call it. GG, well played. And so it was. 25,000 gold by the end. 25,000 experience as well. I think we both had our concerns about EG potentially losing their relevance in the late game if they didn't close things out in the latter stages of the mid game. And as a matter of fact, just turns out just get Arteezy a lot of farm. He'll do fine. He'll find his way.
Yeah, well, this is why I said, like, I still preferred Nyx Assassins lineup in the late game, but Storm's Spear